She's very She asked more questions today.
I call this meeting to order. This is a Palisades Park Board of Education work and regular business meeting on Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026. The meeting starts at 6:39 p.m. We are in the Early Child Center, 270 First Street, Palisades Park, New Jersey. Everyone, please stand for the flag salute. Mr. Rajuni, would you read this?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Over, please. Ms. Suchak, present. Ms. Sugam Park,
Present.
Mr. William Hill, Mr. Aaron Pack,
Present.
Mr. Jun Young,
Here.
Mr. Sergio Kaya, Mr. Ray Park, Ms. Ingyo Kim,
Present.
Mr. Justin Jung,
Present.
Mr. Carl Albano,
Present.
Mr. Amigo DeAndrea,
Present.
and Tyler Jung.
Here.
In compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act, I hereby state the notice of this regular meeting has been provided to the public by a written notice dated January 15, 2026. The meeting notice has been emailed to all staff members at the district's 3 school locations, communicated to the record, filed with the Borough Clerk of Palisades Park, and posted on district websites. So we're going to work session and then review and discuss agenda and resolution. Starting with our first agenda is item I, approval of board minutes. Do you have any correction, request, or discussion on the meeting minutes? March 18, 2026, both regular business meeting minutes and executive session meeting minutes. Any questions? No? And building and grounds, we have a lot of requests for use of school facility and grounds for this meeting tonight. That will be number 1, PTA school dances. It's for 3 days for each building. And number 2, University Palisades Church for their service and gathering events. They are requesting 4 days. Number 3, Barger State Candle Alliance. And also they are requesting 2 days. 1, 2. Number 4, are Germinus Northeast Fast Pitch Vipers. Number 5, Palisades Park Education Association for annual movie night. Number 6, Recreation Department for their yoga class. Do you have any questions and discussion in building and grounds for their request of use of school facilities? If not, next education, Ms. Sudong, I'm sorry, Mr. Justin Chung. Could you read the agendas?
Number 1, field trips. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, on the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the following field trips. First is to Palisades Park Pool. The next is to Kenneth B. Village Park in River Edge. The next is to Mill Creek Marsh, Richfield, New Jersey, for Environmental Club. Next is Wagara Field in Hawthorne, New Jersey. The next is to Palisades Park Swing Club. The The next is the Korea Society and Westmead Korean Restaurant for the Korean Honor Society. The next is New World Stages for the Alpha High School Drama Club. The next is Bolero Fairlawn for the third grade. The last is Vantron Park Zoo for the third grade. Number 2 is for the calendar 2026-2027 school year. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the district calendar for the 2026-2027 school year.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? In education, like older bridge trips and the calendar for 2026-2027 school year. Okay, so next finance, Mr. Chung Lee.
Yep, today there's 18 consent agendas. So the first there's 2 of them is passed on, so I think next month. So the first one is staff member visitation workshops for professional visitation workshops for 3 members. Number 2 is approval of the April bill list. Number 3 is approval of March payroll. Number 4, student activities account. Number 5, secretary's financial reports, February 2026. Number 6, ratification of board secretary's monthly certification. Budgetary line items, status, February 2026. Number 7 is transfers, February 2026. Number 8 is treasurer's report, October 2025. 9 is donation acceptance. 10 is donation acceptance from the PAD project. Number 9 is Garden State Kendall. Number 11 is approval of vendor presentations for ECC Parent Grant. Number 12 and 13 is passed. So next,
Number,
skipping
yeah,
over.
we're skipping number 12 and number 13.
And number 14 is approval to advertise for bidding. Number 15 is approval of special meeting for the 26-27 budget adoption. 6, this is 14, right? 14 is preschool education aid budget planning workbook. 15 is approval and acceptance of audit corrective action plan 2025.
If I could, just like, as formal, I like to make sure that I ask the question, are there any questions on the audit? So it can be reflected in the minutes in case there are questions that come back. So I just ask, are there any questions on the corrective action plan that must be included? And if none, that's fine also. Just wanted on record that it was open. Thank you.
Number 16 is approval of semi-action plan 2026-27. Number 17 is approval agreement with Mine Spring Development Service. 18 is out-of-district contracts. Please move on.
Thank you. Members, so do you have any questions in finance?
I have a question. I would like for number 14.
For bidding?
Yeah, the extraordinary unspecifiable services. Yes,
Good morning, Happy.
It's a strange
Um,
name for it.
In the education arena, several years ago, insurance consultants were considered professional services. It came out several years ago that they should not be considered professional services. They fall under a very specific term, extraordinary unspecifiable services, which basically means you can't really put together the full scope of work, but they still require us to go out and bid the services. You're not bidding a dollar amount, you're bidding the services, and based on the proposals, I have to put together an analysis of why we're selecting the vendor we're going to work with, and by law, you're allowed to go up to a maximum of 5 years, 5-year contract for them. So they're not a professional service, but they're not a service that requires to be bid. So this is the proper way to do it. The district, from my research, I could not find it being done in this manner. So I'm just making sure that closing the loop to bring on a consultant for only the property and casualty. The district does not use a health insurance broker at this point in time because you're part of the state health benefits. So it's terminology that they specifically require us to use.
What is this approval of semi-action plan?
Part of your budget process is that budget process, which was an oversight on our part. The district qualifies for Medicaid reimbursement for certain expenditures related to special education students. The 24-25 year, we didn't meet a certain benchmark for financial resources, so we had to put together an action plan that will be submitted for the county. We already wrote to them what the action plan was so that our budget can be approved. So it's based on Medicaid numbers. We didn't meet a quota, so we had to put together a quick action plan, which they've already received.
So that's a separate from the audit corrective action plan?
Yes, the audit is one thing, this is separate.
This is separate.
Yep.
Any other questions in finance? Corrective action plan.
Yes.
Because I think I gave a former administration the same question last year too. Because there's ongoing repetitive action recommendations coming out from 2024, 2023. Is there the way that it was correctly in 1 year, then that's because there's any difficulties to correct? Like it says,
Yes, if it wasn't corrected in 23-24, it gets repeated for 24-25. You're required to do to the best of your abilities to remedy those issues. Apparently, they were not remedied prior to my arrival. My goal is, getting the audit in the March timeline. I'm going to do my best to remedy those audit recommendations, but it also depends on the auditor. Some auditors, on repeats, they don't really look at the time from when you received it to the end of the year. So we'll work together with them to the best of our abilities. But as you can see in the documentation, some of the audit recommendations for the 24-25 have already been implemented by the business office. So the goal is to, not going to guarantee no audit recommendation being the next auditor. I never believed in writing audits where people said that everything was perfect in the world we live in, but to minimize the number for next year.
okay, thanks. And because and things can be just a little hard to be corrected in a certain amount of time, but
Right.
such as position control roster found the inconsistencies between payroll record and the general ledger accounts to where wages are posted and position control roster. And this kind of thing for me is not difficult for us to be corrected. Right? Just matching numbers to the red.
Yes, and basically your position control roster determines where the staff and employees of the district, what budget line items they should be charged to. And on a regular basis, you're required to update that. And so that when the auditors come in, they can see the allocation on the position control roster. I'm not going to say exactly matches dollar for dollar, but it has to be reasonably close. Being that your prior business administrator was not here, I did have the document, but it was not up to date based on the report. I prepared one for this year. I'm doing my best to match up and work with the payroll person to ensure that based on the position control roster, we are allocating salaries based on the position control, which didn't seem to be occurring in the prior year.
Thank you.
And that includes those people charged to Fund 20 or special revenue. It seemed like that was the biggest discrepancy.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Individuals that are normally in your operating budget, once you approve your grants,
Yeah.
certain salaries then get charged to the grant.
Right.
Your position control roster should match those people that are coming out of your operating and into your grant. So there was a few exceptions. I think we got it right.
Thank you. Any other questions in finance? If not, next is personnel. Ms. Sugyong-Hwa, could you read the recommendations?
Number one, resignation of staff. We have 4 steps. Number two, reassignment of leave replacement to long-term substitute. Number three, instructions teachers. We have 3 steps. Number four, ECC parent camp on May 13th. Number five, lingual school resource, multilingual parent camp, May 7th. Number six, retirement of staff. We have 3 steps.
Thank you. Do you have any questions in personnel? Any discussion? Okay, then, all right, so the other committees we don't have reports today. It could be new business, it could be unfinished business. I have some agendas and like subjects that I want to just put them on the floor for our discussion. Because I need to collect your opinions and advice or whatever, how you feel about. It's just because it took more of my consultation after the audit too, but many of you were not here in 2024. I'll just brief you for what we have done regarding the tax levy and the audit and the numbers in our tax portion. Our discussion with BOE, Palisades Park, the government as well. And so in 2022, like, when the audit starts, they do audit for the prior year. Like after the school year, the fiscal year end in end of July and June. And the auditor the next year, they audit for that prior years, right? And then, so in 2022, when I first became a board member, then we had new auditors, and then they actually found unpaid tax money for the prior year. So that was like almost $54,000 around. And then, yeah, 54,221.22 cents. And then that was for me when I became board president in 2024. So we kind of see that underpaid tax money was paid back to the school district. It wasn't. So we did send an email request correction and explanation or payments back to school district, to the borough, but we wasn't really successful in discussion. And so just one time that we changed the auditors, and before that it was 25 years, the same auditor, and that was actually same auditor with the borough as well. So the auditor was doing the school district and then also borough Palisades for the same time together too. So when we separate that, and then the new auditor brought this 1 year audit that give us this report about the underpayment of tax levy. And then, so this is the basis of that I proposed our policy amendment, 3571.4 audit. And it was proposed in 2024, and then it passed the second reading in 2025 and approved. So it's on our policy. We added the line, the Board of Education shall not select an auditing firm that is simultaneously employed by the Board on Palisades to perform the Board's annual audit. So we separated. And since then, this has not really been solved as well. And then last month, we had auditors presentation as well. And still, I see that auditors and our administrators always had some struggle because the tax pay has to be, like ideally have to pay simply in 12 weeks per month. A 4-year tax levy should be just paid once by month. It's equal amounts, but it has not been never paid that way. It's either in very confusing way. 1 million is more than it's supposed to be, and 1 month is less than supposed to be. And at the end of the year, it's shortest you see it, or vice versa. So that things that we need to actually raise more. We raised the concerns, and then but still the conversation with the borough has not been very productive yet. So maybe we can consider that what would be the best way from us to communicate with the borough regarding tax levy. And also I noticed that in borough's website, there's I shared all my email to the borough with all of you, I think 2 weeks ago. And that's, I requested the correction in their user-friendly budget section in their website. It was posted for a year, and I believe there's $12 million of monies discrepancies between the number that they posted on the website and the actual tax levy that we approved and the state approved. So I requested correction a few times, and we didn't have any response from that. But as your board members, we're elected officers, and we communicate with the residents as well, that I think this is our due diligence and role of responsibility to give community right information, because they are taxpayers too. So this is one thing that I also want to put it in the agenda for the discussion with the borough. And the third one is that the affordable housing projects. There's now campaigns going on. There's more agendas in the borough's government's discussion come out to the residents. Because in the election season, there's more information come out to the public, right? So that I was noticed that there's affordable housing that probably for current present needs, we anticipate maybe 1,000 more units will be built. And they're just saying that 30 years, the board will waive the property tax for 30 years for those newly building developments, which means the school will not receive any property tax
I didn't know that.
portion, why that will increase the classroom shortage problems and the more.
Is that standard to exempt from your property from paying tax levy?
Well, that's a statutory tool. Like it's many towns they have those. It's called a pilot. PIPO. PILOT. It's paid in
Payment
lieu
in lieu
of
of
tax.
taxes.
Right. Paid in
PIO.
lieu of tax. So instead, the developers and the owner of the property paying tax. Instead of doing that, so they pay fixed amount of annual service fee to the borough. That money doesn't come to the school district. So many municipalities, or they don't have a mandatory obligation to share that with the portion, any portion of their revenue with the school district. Many municipalities, they do. Because it's a public education is very essential in the municipality and or district. So, and unfortunately, we didn't really hear about that at all for past years, because from the borough. So we didn't have really notice, and I just learned that it has been a few years, the discussion between the developers and the borough governments. And meanwhile, the school district has not been any portion of that discussion, and we never really been touched or contacted for that, any kind of question or discussion regarding school district matter in the consequences of all these developments come up. And this is just current needs. In the future needs for 10 years from now, it's even more. So I think we need to raise concern as a school board members. And I just want to collect your opinions as well and discuss with you too. Because I didn't really, we never actually spoke about it and discussed in the board meeting. I actually didn't know detail about, and I'll request more details now on. But anybody who wants to be in part of the discussion with the borough, welcome. And or we also have to give the person or me consent to speak on behalf of the board as well too. What do you think?
Well, I think we should definitely fight for getting the tax levy percentage items from, even if the town, the borough isn't like legally obligated
Legally
to.
not obligated,
Yeah,
but they.
there is a precedent for other municipalities doing that, and we should do that. Because as a resident, like, hearing about those developments, I was only like kind of okay with it, thinking about like, okay, maybe they would contribute to the school system through their taxes anyways, but if
Right.
they're not, I think we have to get from those towns.
Yes, I agree. And I hear that supposedly that share there are some revenues for the school district as well. And Mr. Mander, who could make the meeting tonight, but where he lives, he also share almost 30% of the revenue of the school district as well too. That's a pretty common practice in other towns too. And we just didn't raise because we didn't know about it and never been shared any information. So.
Wait, so there's been a deficit like every year that the borough hasn't paid to the school district?
You know, from now on, because they are almost in the end of the agreements with the builders and the developers now.
Well,
And once they're, because I don't know about the detail of agreements, I never really had a chance to look up. And I don't know whether I had to do Oprah in order to get that agreements across the board, agreements for detail. But I can put in the issue of our concerns from the school board and school district. And people doing so, I'm just asking you how you feel about, do you have any opinions on what the things that we have to do?
Can we ask the town to give us like concrete, like, what is our percentage? Is there any percentage? Can we find out any percentage? Let's start from there, from that point. If we need funding for more kids, we're gonna have to have more teachers, more kids, and we need the funding for that. So let's see if we can ask for that share, if that's.
Yeah, hopefully people they finalize their all the agreements with developers. I think they've been in the lawsuit with 8 developers. And almost
I think recently they had a planning board meeting where they approved one of the bigger projects on the
Right.
revenue that would benefit our residents. And I feel like they should at least provide somewhat of like a prediction for how many students like this would increase.
Yes.
Right. There's a tool to calculate, I think it's 1.5 students per unit, but I'm not sure. But there's a tool, there's just a estimate tool. 1.5 yeah, for a unit.
So if I could add, what I've seen happen is that boroughs would provide, if they're considering a new project, provide an impact study to the district. So details, for example, of how many units, how many are 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom versus 3 bedroom, can help, and there are ways to predict how many students or school-age children may be living in the new development. For example, if it's senior housing, it's likely that there would be no children. Therefore, maybe there is an argument to be made that, okay, we don't need to contribute school taxes because we only have seniors and no children. However, if this development will have students, and we do have challenges with space, I think maybe just gathering those facts, as June said, would be at least helpful in the start of a discussion, just to know how many variations of, how many square feet per unit, how many bedrooms is helpful.
Thank you. Yeah, because we need to get more information like this within us first, and then we can bring that issue and concern to share with the board as well. So, so back to the second plan. So, please be aware that the user printed budget in the borough website is not correct. Right? It says that tax levy for the school year for 2024 is 534,767, but it's supposed to be almost 27 million. So it's a lot more than actual. And so we're corrected. Well, we need to just discuss it with the board and their financial team. So for the rest parts of the affordable housing discussion, we can bring some legal parts in closed session because I have Mr. Arman there will be speaking with us as well too for our questions and things. Thank you. May I have a motion to close our working? Do you have more questions on this agendas? No. May I have a motion to close the working session and open a regular session? Okay. In regular meeting, we start with the board presidents. I pretty much share my concern and talk with board members in this new business session, working session. But I think Teachers Appreciation Week in 2026 is May 4th and April. And I think this next we have a budget meeting, but I'm not sure. I think it's best just we recognize the teachers' dedication in our regular meeting. So on behalf of our school board, I sincerely express our appreciation to all our teachers as well. And we honor your educators for your hard work and your impact to our students' growth. Thank you. And it's Superintendent report, Mr. Carabano.
Sure. I'd like to start by recognizing 4 outstanding teachers. I think 3 of the 4 are here this evening. And if you give me a few minutes just to kind of give a little bit of background information. First, Mary de Blasio, who may not expect this, but it's fantastic that you're here because last meeting after we left, I think you had been nominated, a very prestigious nomination from the Federation of Italian American Societies in the state of New Jersey as the 2026 Woman of the Year. A lot of that recognition was for the work that Mary has done within this school district for nearly 4 decades, her dedication to students and families and teaching about the Italian language and the Italian culture, and she has served this community beautifully over that time. But I even believe Mary's efforts go beyond the classroom as far as promoting Italian heritage and culture in our state. So it was very nice to hear that you received that very prestigious recognition. And,
Thank you very much.
yes, well deserved, well deserved. Now, also, Bergen County, New Jersey has a Teacher of the Year recognition that is really something special. I my first year in New Jersey, so I had to learn about this, but there is a process to identify teachers who really are doing outstanding work. And what was nice is that there are committees at every school, and there is a person nominated from each school and then recognized at the county level. But the committee has not only administrators, but peers, colleagues. And you know, for me, that it was a very thoughtful process and a very high standard. But two of those three teachers are here, and if I may just give you a little background, we did recognize them at a faculty meeting up at the high school last week, and it was lovely in front of all of their colleagues. But in front of the board and the community, first I'd like to start with our ECC Teacher of the Year, Brandon Carlock. He is a phys ed and health teacher, a very good student. Maybe at the end we'll have to come up for a quick picture. So just again, some comments from the committee. Mr. Carlock is an outstanding educator whose positivity, dedication, and commitment to students and staff make him truly deserving of this recognition. He creates a welcoming and engaging environment right here in this space where all students feel valued and motivated to succeed. Known for his creativity and enthusiasm, he brings learning to life through meaningful activities, from school-wide events like the Turkey Trot and the Snowman Run, which were a lot of fun, to dynamic daily lessons that promote wellness and confidence in children. He consistently goes above and beyond for students and colleagues, offering support, sharing his ideas, and stepping in whenever he is needed. His professionalism, reliability, and strong work ethic are evident in everything that he does. He's a natural leader and role model. Mr. Carlock's energy and passion leave a lasting impact on the entire school community. So, Brandon, congratulations to you. Our Lindbergh Teacher of the Year is here, Jennifer Villado. Thank you for joining us, Jennifer.
Thank you.
So, Jen is a valued member of the district, a vital resource, particularly in her work supporting multilingual learners and leading the NJSLA after-school program. As one colleague shared, Jen is an exceptional teacher who consistently goes above and beyond. She advocates for her students while holding them to very high standards. A proud alumna of the district, Jen has served in Palisades Park since 2000 in a variety of roles. She's an Italian teacher, ESL teacher, and now a grade 6 ELA. She's known for setting high expectations and inspiring her students to meet them with confidence and determination. We are grateful for her dedication, passion, and the care that she brings to our school community each and every day. Jennifer, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Henry, Henry couldn't make it. We did invite Henry. So our high school teacher, let me say a few words about Henry Agetcha. Mr. Agetcha, who began teaching at the high school in 2008, is highly respected and valued member of the high school community and the entire community. Over the years, he taught a very wide range of courses. This was the most impressive. Astronomy, environmental science, algebra 1, chemistry, honors chemistry, AP chemistry, and physics. So that is an impressive range of science and math courses. Known for his calm demeanor and warm greeting, often asking people, "How are you, my friend?" he fosters strong relationships with students and colleagues alike. Mr. Agetcha is admired for his deep knowledge, his intellectual curiosity, his collaborative spirit, as well as the many advanced degrees that he has earned. While students may debate the truth of some of his legendary stories, such as one time he had to kill a lion in Kenya with his bare hands. We don't know if that's true or just legend, but there's no question about his impact. Mr. Regecha is a dedicated educator who makes learning meaningful and memorable to all of his students. So again, congratulations to these 3 outstanding educators. Once again, there is a county-wide luncheon for them, and I'll be proud to attend with the principals and our recipients this year. May I ask if you have just a few more minutes, maybe a quick picture with the board and Mary, you come up too.
Yes, you can. She was my Italian teacher, by the way.
One with Mary and then one with the teachers of the year.
Come on.
Let's do maybe, I don't know who can take the picture.
Let's go. I ran it.
I know.
All right, so Brad, I'll stay back. Brad, why don't you, teachers in the middle. Let's do teachers in the middle, and then and then we'll do teacher of the year, and then we'll include Mary in the next one. But no, board members, please, yes. Yeah. Tyler, you're honorary board member.
Hello, Tyler.
Thank you very much.
Tyler was one of ours, right?
Thank you.
Oh, it comes on the
All right, now Mary, come on, join us. Let's make.
Marty.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, when they did it at the, you're like, I'm good.
You don't have to stay.
Okay.
I know you have an early makeup.
Coffee bitter?
Thank you to our audience for allowing that recognition. I think it's important. Just one additional update for the board. Well, actually, I'll give 2 updates. One also, I see some parents in the audience. Our high school did send out a message, just a reminder to the parents. There was an incident of sharing of something maybe inappropriate via cell phones, but it happened outside of school. But of course, our students are not just our students during the school day, they are our students 24/7. So first my compliments to the high school staff, the counseling staff and the administration who did intervene to support our children. But a reminder went out to all of the middle and high school parents, just reminding them that we have to, children make mistakes. Part of growing up, the brain development is more rapid than any other time in your life, and sometimes there's bad judgment. So it is okay to sometimes check your children's cell phones. I know sometimes parents are reluctant and they want to respect their children's privacy, and certainly we need to do that, but also students need guidance and young people need guidance. And sometimes, you send something out or post something and then it lives forever. So we want to try to educate our students. I think in this case, we're able to support our students, but that reminder went out. It may have been a little confusing to some people, but actually we collaborated with our police department and the county office, and it was recommended. It was a collaborative effort, and the recommendation was just give a reminder to the community. So I did approve the message that did go out from our high school administration. Next, on a positive note, we had our tentative budget presentation last month. The board did approve that. Now, just today, maybe hours before this meeting, we received county approval of the tentative budget. So the last step in the process is the budget will come back to the board a week from tonight. So that on the agenda is approving a special meeting on April 29th. Emilio and I will make a follow-up budget presentation. There'll be a bit more detail. Certainly there'll be opportunities to ask questions. And then at the end, we would ask that the board act on, voting to either approve or alter or not approve the budget that we're recommending for 26-27. So it's good news, the process is moving forward. And that's all I have for this.
Thank you, Mr. Albano. So, next, the business for approval is, item I, approval of board meeting minutes for March 18, 2026, regular business meeting minutes and executive meeting minutes. May I have a motion to approve 2 meeting minutes of March 18, 2026? All in favor? No objection? So meeting minutes on March 18, 2026 are all approved. So next, building and grounds, we have a 6 consent agenda for approval. May I have a motion to approve or the request for the use of the school facility and grounds? Goes first, yeah. All in favor? Next, education, we have 2 consent agenda including calendar for 2026-2027 school year. May I have a motion? All in favor? Thank you. So calendar for 2026-2027 school year is approved. Next, finance. We have 18 consent agenda for board's approval. May I have a motion?
Second.
Mr. Jimmy, seconds. Could you take a roll call, please? Ms. Sucha? Yes. Ms. Yokim?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
Mr. Justin John?
Yes.
Mr. Junior?
Yes.
Mr. Yunfer?
Yes.
Mr. Andrew?
Yes.
Thank you. And next item, next board business item is in personnel. We have a 6 personnel agenda for board's approval. May I have a motion? Ms. Alba, may I have a motion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Sucha?
Yes.
Ms. Yokim?
Yes.
Mr. Justin John?
Yes.
Mr. Junior?
Yes.
Mr. Yunfer?
Yes.
Mr. Aaron?
Yes.
May I have a motion to close our regular session and open our meeting to public audience?
Second.
Mr. Alba, and then Mr. Chang. All in favor? In order to conduct its meeting properly and efficiently, the board shall require the following procedures to public participation at board meeting. Any individual desiring to speak shall give his or her name, address, and group, if any, that's represented. The presentation shall be as brief as possible, but no more than 3 minutes per individual. The board vested its presence or other presiding officer authority to terminate the remarks of any individual if she deems it in the best interest of those present to do so. Now it's open to the public. Any speakers? Mr. Terranova?
Yes. Hi, I'm Dave Turnover. I'm the Recreation Director for Borough. I just wanted to formally invite the Board of Education to march in the Memorial Day Parade on May 25th, Monday. as well as extending the invitation to all children in all the schools in the town.
That was May 25?
May 25th, Monday.
What time does it start?
Lineup starts 9:30. I have a flyer, I'll send it to you.
Fantastic.
All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Terranova. Any other speakers in public? Then
My name is Mallory Summer. I'm a teacher at Lindbergh Elementary. Can we confirm like when the teacher's last day is in June this year? I think the kids are done the 17th. Do we know when the teachers and staff are going to be done?
Yes, the calendar is going to be posted, but the first day of school, you're asking for staff or
I'm also
students?
asking for the end of this year because we were talking about that today.
Oh, this year?
Yes, and next year.
This
Sorry.
year is I believe it's the 17th.
That's for
It hasn't
kids.
changed?
Is that for everybody or is that just for the students? Do you know?
17th is the students. I'd have to just double check that for staff.
Okay,
Okay? But
Yeah.
we'll send something out to all staff.
thank you.
You're welcome.
okay, then may I have a motion to close our public audience session?
Yeah, I just have Karen had a quick forward as well. I just have a question as far as the New Year calendar. Parents will have access to it anytime soon, or is it?
Now that it's approved, we'll probably post it by tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's right on the
Website?
yeah, on the landing page of the website, to the left.
And many actually parents were curious what is the opening date in September.
Yes.
September 2nd, Tuesday?
Yes, the first day of school for students will be September 3rd.
3rd?
September 3rd, and the last day will be June 22nd.
And is that for staff too, the 3rd, or we?
No, staff, well, it'll be posted, so
Okay.
the details will be up by tomorrow morning.
Great.
But staff will begin with 2 professional conference days, September 1 and September 2.
Thank you.
Do you have more questions in audience? May I have a motion to close our public audience session? All in favor? Thank you. And we'll have this short closed session to discuss some legal matters. And it might take like 15 minutes. You could remain. If not, have a good night. And thank you for making our meeting tonight. I have a motion to close our closed session and open it to public.
First, third,
Motion second is.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And Ms. Presley, could you read the resolutions?
So we are voting for this resolution. Be it resolved that the Palisades Park Board of Education authorizes the board's president, superintendent, and board council to prepare and send a letter to the government of the Borough of Palisades Park seeking additional information regarding proposed residential developments within the borough that would include a pilot, and conveying the board's concerns with the potential impact the borough's approval of such developments might have on the Board of Education, the borough students, and the existing residents and taxpayers of Palisades Park. And the Palisades Park Board of Education further authorizes members Ms. Sue Chung, Mr. Jun Yim, Mr. Ray Park, and/or Mr. Justin Jung to speak on the board's behalf with the borough's representatives regarding the proposed residential developments, the potential impacts, and possible alternatives to any proposal that would reduce or eliminate the anticipated harms of the current proposal.
May I have a motion to approve this resolution?
make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. May I have a motion to close our regular meeting April 22nd, 2026.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar.
No, you're welcome.